Just 2 days after trading for JR Smith and Shumpert in exchange for giving up Dion Waiters, the Cavaliers are back on the trade market and have landed Timothy Mozgov of the Nuggets in exchange for 2 first-round picks. And all of a sudden, the Cleveland Cavaliers are very active in the trade market out of nowhere. Is it coincidental that LeBron James is injured while all these trades are happening? I would say no. And then I will also question why. I remember LeBron James stating in that letter he understood that this was going to be a process. But I guess what he forgot to mention was he thought this was going to be an easy process once acquiring Kevin Love. Welcome back to the Best Damn Sports Blog. Back again to talk NBA, specifically the Cavaliers, because they're back in the news making another trade just 2 days after acquiring JR Smith and Shumpert for basically Dion Waiters and a bunch of no-names. The Cavaliers have acquired Timothy Mozgov of the Denver Nuggets, finally got their rim protector, but at the expense of 2 first-round picks. Now, there are 2 first-round picks, one from Memphis, one from Oklahoma City that are protected. But I just want to say this. In no world that we live in is Timothy Mozgov worth 2 first-round picks. I don't care if you're a lottery pick, especially, and if you're projected to be 30th. There is no reason you should trade 2 first-round picks for Timothy Mozgov. Simple as that. He has never averaged 10 points per game, never averaged 10 rebounds per game. Now, he is a good addition for the Cavaliers, and he's a much-needed addition, and he will help them out. But trading 2 first-round picks isn't smart when you got Kevin Love that might not come back. He has to re-sign this summer. For the Cavaliers' sake, he has to re-sign. He doesn't have to, literally. He can leave town. So the Cavaliers should think about protecting themselves. These first-round picks could be valuable later down the line. Maybe trade those picks when you have Kevin Love locked up. And not to mention, LeBron James. He can opt out after this season, and his contract is only worth 2 years. So the Cavs, they have a future to protect. They already got rid of Wiggins. And not to mention, I'm recording this podcast while the Timberwolves are currently playing the Suns. So just exclude this game from this stat. But in Wiggins' last 7 games, he has scored over 20 points in 6 of them, and he's averaging 21 points per game over the 7 games. So quietly, this young man is living up to the potential, and he seems to be a much better jump shooter than people thought, and that's just going to help his game grow. And I said it from the beginning, the Cavaliers are going to regret this trade. They're going to regret it. Kevin Love was not worth trading away for this young prodigy who has the potential to be great. They could have tried their luck in the offseason. If not, oh well. Andrew Wiggins would have been fine alone to move forward with Kyrie Irving and LeBron James in my estimation. But obviously LeBron James wanted to team up with Kevin Love, got what he wanted. And now we're here with them acquiring Timothy Mozgov, Shumpert, and JR Smith within the last 3 days. And they've improved their team. But I just want to get into how improved is this team really. Timothy Mozgov is a good rim protector. He is a much-needed asset. He's going to help this team. But you also have to think about down the stretch. Will he be in the game? And if he is, will he be in the post? And if so, that is a lane that Kyrie and LeBron now cannot drive to get to the hole. And you know down the stretch is when teams always are in half-court sets, and that's when you're looking to get to the basket, hopefully draw a foul. So there's a dynamic that has to be worked out. And now you have to think about it. This is sort of like starting over. There's a whole new gelling and meshing of pieces that has to take place again for this Cavaliers team, and I'm not even sure Kyrie, LeBron, and Kevin Love figured out, all 3 of them, how they can mesh their games together. Now you got JR Smith, Shumpert, Timothy Mozgov. That's a lot of players to gel together. I mean, they all cannot be on the court at the same time, But these are players that will have to learn how to play together all over again. And there's an interesting stat I want to throw out there. For the Cavs to have 50 wins at the end of the season, they will have to go 31-15 over their last 46 games. So I don't see this Cavs team winning 50 games because they have to start over basically. I can see them going, 10-10 over their next 20 possibly. I mean, LeBron's injured, Kyrie's coming off an injury as well as Kevin Love. JR Smith is just now acclimating himself into the team. Timothy Mozgov has not arrived in Cleveland. Iman Shumpert is injured. LeBron James, if I haven't mentioned him, I might have. Excuse me if I did. So there's a lot of meshing to do. And David Blatt, a rookie coach, he's going to be the one that has to be able to mesh all these players, their personalities, and their games together. And I'm not sure how well off 6 of those players can really mesh together, as well as the 5 to 6 other role players that are necessary for this team. Now, I want to get back to specifically the trades and the impact that they will have. Now, as for Mozgov, I'm going to ignore the fact they traded 2 first-round picks for him. But he is a much-needed addition for this Cavaliers team. He's a rim protector. He gets you 8 points, about 8 rebounds, 1 block. So he's going to fill the lane. We know he can get posterized because Blake Griffin did so. He's going to block a shot a game. So he's going to bring them what the Cavs need. Someone to put down low that will contest shots because Kevin Love won't contest. Tristan Thompson is an all right player, but he's a little undersized. But Mozgov, he's a legit 7-footer, 7'1" to be exact. And I like his addition, but in no way does he put this Cavaliers team over top. In my estimation, they still need another big man to fully be in contention with a Chicago who has Joakim Noah and Paul Gasol, not to mention Mirotic off the bench. As far as it goes for JR Smith and Iman Shumpert, in a prior podcast I already spoke what I think their effect will be. So I'll just speak collectively now as the whole 3 additions that the Cavaliers have of now Mozgov, JR Smith, and Iman Shumpert. Those 3 players bring some athleticism to this team. They bring some defense to this team. And JR Smith, he will bring a hot and cold type of scoring. And when he's hot, he's going to be great for the Cavs. And when he's cold, you're going to hate him. But these 3 players do not put the Cavaliers over the top in my estimation. They still are not better than Chicago. Now I possibly give them, they're better than Toronto and maybe even a Washington and Atlanta in a 7-game series. I wouldn't bet on any of those 3 versus the Cavaliers, but I would not be shocked if any of those teams would beat the Cavaliers in a 7-game series. But currently as we stand, Washington, Atlanta, and Toronto are all better than the Cavaliers. I believe all of them will finish with a better record than the Cavs, so they will have home court advantage going into those series. So this Cavaliers team, they're in an uphill battle going forward to the end of the season. They got a lot of meshing to do, and they better hope this works out, especially the Cavaliers front office. They better hope they get Kevin Love acclimated to a point where he's happy with his role because he can still skate town after this season, and they'll lose Andrew Wiggins in exchange for nothing at the end of this season for a 1-year rental of Kevin Love. So there's a lot riding on these trades. LeBron James can also skate town as well after this season if he wanted to. I doubt it. But you just never know with LeBron James. And it's clear that while he's injured, these trades are happening. That is no coincidence. Jalen Rose said it best. He said LeBron took 2 weeks off to take care of GM duties. And as you see, all of a sudden the Cavs have Iman Shumpert, JR Smith, and Timothy Mozgov when LeBron is quote-unquote injured.